Hey, this is Ruben Roman, yep, El Demonio. And this week on Psycho Tribe Chronicles, we're at Not Hippie Approved Choppers. And let me get straight to the point. These guys are putting out some sick shit. Alright, man, so we're back. I'm here with Mike and Mike from Not Hippie Approved Choppers. And let's talk about the black bike, brother. What was the inspiration?
You know, it all started from actually a photo of an old panhead that I saw that it just clicked, and I just knew with that one exactly what I wanted to build from the beginning. You know, I knew the stance, I knew the tires, I knew, you know, everything, floorboards, like everything clicked. We obviously tweaked it a little bit as we, you know, projects evolve. That's the kind of way we work.
Pretty much every day we'd be standing there looking at it.
So this one we started with a Santee repop frame of a knucklehead straight leg frame. It's got an 81 shovel head motor in it that's stroked to 88 inches. Heads are flowed, big rowdy cam. It's a Sportster 39 millimeter narrow glide front end, 19-inch front wheel, single disc. I went with the floorboards on this one just for comfort and look. We made all the brackets and everything to mount those. Went with the Moon Eyes air cleaner. We made our own brackets for the Mikuni 42 millimeter carb. Aftermarket oil tank, and we put a 96 5-speed electric start behind it. And it's an 18-inch Sportster rear wheel that we flip around and run for a big twin, because I like the 18s. The other bike has it as well. And it's mechanical rear brake and hydraulic front disc brake. Rear fender is an old Model A spare tire holder. We made the whole sissy bar. The gas tank is a repop Wassel mid-tunnel. And then it's just two 5.5-inch headlights that we mounted and made all our own stuff to put on that front end.
Now, was that your guys' first build together?
Yes.
Now, did you guys used to build before?
No. We grew up together in Connecticut.
Oh, nice.
We've been friends since the 6th grade, and we've always talked about wanting to build bikes, but never made it happen. And Mike one day was like, "Hey, I'm going to build a bike. Can we do it in here? Let's do this." And
you did it right, too.
Yeah,
the bike is sick.
We made it happen, and you know, a lot of long hours, but it was.
Well, that's all I was going to ask.
A lot of fun.
What's the process for those that don't know nothing about bike building? Where did you start? Did you find the frame first? You said you saw a picture. You kind of wanted to mimic that.
Yeah.
So where did you guys start from?
On that particular one, it started as a roller I had bought from a buddy of ours. Kind of a, you know, it was the frame, the seat, it was different, and it had the fork and a front and rear tire on it. And I kept the fork, the frame, and the rear tire. Everything else was changed. But it started as just a good deal on a roller that I knew was the right stance. I wanted a stock stance for this bike. The other thing is that fork is 2 under, which I forgot to tell you on the end when we were walking around it. But yeah, so that one just kind of evolved from a roller that I bought that we took what we wanted from it, and the rest went away. This is just a Samson setup that I found that worked with the 5-speed and everything. So that was a store-bought. 16-inch ape hangers. Seat was done by a local guy here, Rob, CPR Upholstery. Did an incredible job on this seat. And the paint was done by Born to Run Customs, Jesse Stockman out of Seattle, Washington. Super nice guy, super talented.
So when you guys are actually doing the building, when you guys are allocating work, are you guys basically playing to your strengths? Like if there's something you do that
Definitely.
he doesn't and vice
Definitely.
versa?
My background is off-road fabrication. I've been doing that for a long time, so the fabrication part I'm better at, and Mike is, in 2 bikes, has blown me away on how far he's come. And the mechanic part has always been Mike's strong point. So we just kind of, in the beginning of this bike, the new bike, we just like, okay, this project's yours, this project's yours. I jumped right into the gas tank. I was like, I've never chopped a gas tank up, and I was like, yeah, I'll try it and see, let's see how it comes out. And
Now, I'm sure it wasn't all smooth sailing. What were some of the issues that you ran into when you were building, let's say, the first bike? Because that was your guys' first one. What were some of the issues that you ran into?
That one, the biggest issues were mechanical on that one. I had the breather gear. That's the person who I bought the motor from had the wrong breather gear in it, and it was wet something. We actually nicknamed that bike the Exxon Valdez because at one point, no matter what, there was a puddle of oil under that thing. I mean, it took some head scratching to figure out, and process of elimination. I had to put in a bigger vent in the motor, to get it to breathe more. We put in the right breather. Still wasn't enough. We had to go back in and take like the screen out of the breather because it's a stroker motor, so it's needs even more of that crankcase breathing. Fabrication wise on that bike, it really was smooth sailing. I mean, from the first ride down the road,
it ran great.
I had a little thing to figure out with the front fork because it was a little soft.
Yeah.
Someone didn't have the right spacers in it, so I put the right spacers in it. Changed the performance perfectly. And that's not true. We had a little carburation issue.
Yeah.
It's actually how I ended up with the Mikuni. For some reason, that motor didn't want a Super E on it. We tried what?
Two or three different Super E's, and none of them worked, and we were convinced it was something else.
Yeah.
We went through everything.
I mean,
And then a friend of ours had an old Mikuni kicking around, and we threw it on, and it ran like a dream.
Damn, that's
And
cool.
I really don't understand why that all happened, because the other one has a Super E and it runs great.
yeah,
But for some reason that motor didn't like it.
yeah.
And pretty much every day we learn something building these bikes. And,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys recently showed them at Born Free 10, right?
Yep.
So what was that like?
That was great. It was incredible. I mean, some of the builders there, it's just mind-blowing.
Very inspirational.
Yeah.
Inspirational, humbling. Everyone we met, a couple of the guys who I've been chatting with on Instagram turned out to be just stand-up,
Nice.
awesome dudes, like picking their brains, talking shop, like no trade secrets.
They're always willing to
I
help you
was
out.
like, how did you get this bend in this pipe? And he's just like, oh, this way and that way.
Nice.
I mean,
Great group of
really
people.
incredible experience. I mean, great bikes, great people. The crowd was really cool. The second day, they picked both the bikes and had us park in the corral with
Nice.
People's Champ builders.
Yeah. So what are the
Nice.
plans now? I know
So-
you guys builders build bikes, sell bikes. Do you guys plan on showing them anymore, or?
I'm gonna, the black and silver is my personal bike. We were just talking about, I'm on the fence of which one to sell now, because I might sell that one and ride that one for a year before I hand it off to someone,
Yeah.
just because I feel better about it. Our plan is to try to just move a bike through here. At the
Yeah.
same time, that's all happening, I'm starting Not Hippie Approved, like a t-shirt company. Stickers and
Nice.
when we go to the shows, my girlfriend sets up and sells vintage motorcycle and western clothes.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna try to team up with her and sell some shirts. She sells her stuff. We have a bike in the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully drum up some business to sell a bike through the process and just keep a bike being built and sold until, I'd love to have people bring me a sweet motor or bring us a
Yeah.
sweet motor and be like, hey, here's a pan head or here's a shovel head, I want something.
Nice.
You know, it'd be great to get to that point, but for now, we're just gonna kind of do one at a time.
Yeah, there's something I did want to ask. You guys been friends forever, like you said. You guys said you came from Connecticut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What brought you guys here to Durango, Colorado?
We had a friend that right out of high school went to college here,
Mhm.
and we all started kind of traveling, exploring the country. And I originally was hitchhiking from Key West to LA, and when I was in New Mexico, I was like, I have a friend going to school there, let's go up there. He had been thrown out of school already by the time we got here. I called his mom when he got here, and she's like, oh, he's in Florida, he got thrown out.
Oh, shit.
And met a bunch of his friends randomly on the street, and ended up hanging out here for a few days and just fell in love with the town. And at the same time, Mike was traveling around, and he came through, and there was actually 7 of us from our small little town in Connecticut, small farming town,
Wow.
here at one time.
Yeah, our graduating class was 116 kids,
Oh,
and there were 7 of them. At
Yeah.
one point from Connecticut.
Everybody kind of wanted to get out of the small town and travel around, and all came through here. And I came here and instantly fell in love with the town, and that was in '94. So I've been here ever since. I left a couple times and came back, went to school for fabrication, and managed an off-road shop in Tahoe for 5 years.
Yeah, I was surprised that we haven't run into each other earlier because we have a lot of similar friends, like a lot of friends, and I've heard them bring you up in conversation, both you guys. And I just thought that was odd, like, I don't know these guys. Like, you know, we hang around the same circles, I never met you guys.
Yeah.
But I'm sure glad I did, though, man.
Yeah,
I really like you guys. So, what I want to know is, say if someone is interested in the bike or just interested in some work, how can they get hold of you guys?
You can get on hold of, we have an Instagram page, Not Hippie Approved Choppers. That's pretty much our only contact at this point.
Okay.
There'll be a website.
Website's
It's
in works.
It's under construction at hippieapproved.com.
Okay.
Nothippieapproved.com, and not_hippie_approved is the Instagram at not_hippie_approved.
Okay, you totally lost me. Say one more time. Look for a hippie and ask them.
Yeah. Ask the hippies.
And it's kind of a funny story how that name came about.
That was my next question. Where did that go?
Mike's black and silver bike, it was, the oil tank was blank. It was just black, and he always talked about getting something pinstriped on there. And every time we'd ride down Main Street in Durango, I'd always get behind him because it always made me laugh, the reaction of all the people on Main Street echoing down, the tall buildings, and people putting their fingers in their ears and scowling at him, all the dirty looks. And we got back here, and I was like, that bike is not hippie approved. We started laughing, and it turned into a conversation.
That is great.
And he had it pinstriped on there. Kirk James came over and pinstriped it.
Nice.
And then he went to the Giddy Up show in Texas. And it was such a big attraction. Everybody was taking pictures next to it, getting down and taking selfies next to Not Hippie Approved. And
For those of you that don't know, Durango has a shitload of hippies.
Bunch of crunchy
You've never
ass
seen so
granola
many white dudes with
motherfuckers.
dreadlocks.
Yeah, seriously.
You've never seen so many white rich dudes with dreadlocks.
yeah, so we kind of stand out a little bit here.
But that
with
is great, though, man. That's
So it just kind of was a joke that turned into a good promotional, good marketing tool. It's just.
Yeah, it just kind of took off at Giddy Up. I brought the black and silver bike to that show, and they actually picked that one out of the crowd. And because I don't know if you're familiar with Giddy Up, but it's like 30 bikes of invited builders. But then the whole vending area, if you ride a chopper of any kind, you can park it, and that kind of becomes the show. And my bike was out there, and they came and grabbed me and the bike and had me put it in with all the invited builders. So that was a super humbling.
I've seen the bike before at there was a show at the Rusty Shovel.
Yep.
And I must have, I should have, because I have a booth and we sell food, and I should have been there selling. When I left my wife by herself, and I swear to God, I striped that bike for like 15 minutes. Doing the math, okay, listen, I got this much in the bank. It's a beautiful bike, you guys. It's insane, man. It's just ridiculous. And I think what makes these guys even more special is they got their little niche, because here in town, or I think in the Southwest, you have bike builders, but I mean, these guys are real. You guys are real, man. I really appreciate that. You can tell you love bikes, and it's totally reflected in the stuff that you guys build. I mean, you can't build that if you don't love it.
Yeah, and
just
you
can't
know,
do it.
we'd love to make this a full-time job at some point. But even if that doesn't happen, we're gonna build bikes together and, until we can't ride them anymore.
Yeah.
Just because we love it and we enjoy the time together, and it's a passion.
And we
it's so much
work
fun.
well together.
Definitely.
You know, like we built 2 bikes so far, and there hasn't been one Orange County Choppers moment yet. Like, there hasn't. Like, someone was like, "Oh, you need to make a TV show," and we were like, "Cause you know we built that one in 3 months."
Dude,
and
that's
they were like,
awesome.
"You need to make a show," and we're like, "Yeah, but we don't fight. No one would want to watch it. There's no drama."
And when
Big
we-
love fest.
When we started that bike, we decided we were going to build it to sell it. And Mike already had a vision. He kind of wanted to build something like that for himself. And we're like, well, let's do that. And, you know, we had the conversation of, this is my vision for this bike. The next one is yours. And just so there is no arguments, you know, all my input was wanted, but Mike got the final say. And we established that before we even built that tan bike.
Yeah. Like
And
the
that,
next
that-
one will be vice versa.
Oh, okay.
It'll be his vision, and I'll give my 2 cents, and he could tell me to F off, or that's a great idea, or, you know, and it works. And
Yeah.
if we didn't have an issue with it, there's a couple
Yeah.
things he probably would have done differently.
Yeah, and I don't have to say it. My face says it all. It's gonna be-
Yeah, well, I was like, guess who gets last say?
But yeah, like, I don't think we've ever had a fight since we met. So it's
That's
just,
awesome, man.
we get along great and we work well together, and we both have the same passion for it. So it's
Hey, before we
great.
get going, man, is there anything you want the viewers to know? Gotta be something. Give me a
Well,
puppy little
both of those bikes are for sale. So get in touch with us if you want to buy a nice bike.
Oh, you know what?
Not Hippie Approved Choppers.
A go-getter, mo-wetter, low-redder, dough-getter, so-better, foe-wetter, no never, so clever, go whether or not the teapot or the beef might settle. Feet on the pedal, mashing music, blasting, swerving, driving fast in the wrong lane, but I ain't tripping, cause I'm getting my cash in. Motherfuckers wanna lock me up, cause I gang bang, smoke weed, don't give a fuck.
Here's my
I'm
next
on my little
variant for the
football
next
team,
build, my
hustling,
personal bike.
trying to find time.
It's a 2-up and 34-degree rake. Not quite sure exactly where it's going to go yet, but I'll figure it out when I have all the money to buy all the parts. One part at a time.
There it is.